Hey, yo, what's up, Cave Trader? Yeah, you said the 250. Yeah, this is a new one, so I'm going to trade this one. This one just got renewed, so I'm going to trade this one. I'm actually going to trade. So I might not even trade the Apexes this week. Actually, I might actually start trading the Tradify accounts. I might. Well, I'm saying a lot of mights, but I will be doing that this week. I will be doing that this week. Going to get comfortable with copy trading and reducing size and spreading risk across accounts. Because when I oversize, then having these backup accounts just in case I oversize and I'm wrong, and then I have another account to fall back on. But if I just kind of reduce my size and just spread risk across, maybe two accounts and trade it that way, I can kill two birds with one stone. Uh, I can drastically reduce how much size I put on, but at the same time, have the sides across multiple accounts, making the amount of money that I'm used to making. Yeah, so I'm kind of tired of blowing accounts. So. And it's not even that I blow accounts just to blow accounts. I blow accounts, because I just start gambling because I don't I don't know. Like we made we made how much money we made last week? Like on Friday alone, we made more than 100K last week. More than 100K. Last Friday, we made like 60, $70,000, had multiple 20,000, 20K positions. And you want to know something? That number didn't even impress me. It did not impress me. There was no finish line moment. Like, man, this is probably the biggest trading day that I've had so far. We took all trades on stream. We had little to no drawdown. We had decent size. It's not like we was in 20 contracts. It was in a 9 lot. We waited for the trade setup. Everything worked out. We even left money on the table because I got out of the position too early, apparently. And I wasn't even impressed with that. So that just tells me that, as crazy as this sounds, there is no number that's going to be big enough. So if there's not a number that's big enough, then there's really no point in trading heavy size because there's no number big enough. I'm gonna always say I want more. And as soon as I cross that finish line, I'm looking for the next finish line to cross. So moving forward, I think it's best just to reduce size and just build the accounts that way. It's like one of those things, like you have a dream, you have a goal, and then once you reach it, it don't mean shit. Like, okay, I got it, I achieved it. That's just another thing for my confidence, my ego. You know, I was able to achieve that. And it wasn't just one day. We've had two 20K days last week. We had what, two or three this week. We had multiple 20K positions on Friday. Yes. And with that said, and with that achievement, it's like, okay, yeah, I can do better. So he's like, you know what? It's like for me personally, I continue to move the goalposts. So that was just an eye opener. That was something that I was kind of reflecting on this weekend, and just moving forward, I'm just going to just trade, because that's apparently all I want to do. I don't particularly care about the number and everything else apparently. So, but on Friday we drew out the orb, and we said this on Friday that the orb is literally the heartbeat of price action during the session. And this rectangle, this box with a green and red line, is the 15-minute orb on Friday. You can see that once we got a break out of this orb, we had this massive move up, and price came right back into the orb, rejected literally at the top of the 15-minute orb, literally the top. You can't make this stuff up. The orb is literally the heartbeat of the session. Literally. We literally got price to come right back, break, both. Okay, can I get this? Okay, there it goes. Break right back into the range, use the top as resistance. We got a break below the range, and you can see that price still swept liquidity first, pull back to the 21 EMA, and then from there, we had a big move down. So shit, if you took the orb to the up and downside on Friday, you got paid. That was an 80-point move to the downside before price found support. And you can see now that this new session, look at what happened. We gap up right above the orb on Friday. And if you took the orb right at the open, look at this move up. So yeah, the orb is definitely going to be the focus moving forward. Definitely. Yeah. You've had 5 for the last 2? You just been kind of practicing in them, or are you trying to pass them? But I was going to do this over the weekend, but I felt that this would be a great opportunity that to do this on Sunday, to kind of document what happened Friday, and take our notes, because Friday was obviously a outlier of the regular way that the Nasdaq usually trades the orb. The ES has definitely been clean in terms of how it breaks out of the orb, and just the same way how price broke above the orb, as soon as it broke below the orb, it was straight to the downside. The ES don't play about her orb breaks out, or when price breaks out of that opening range. So this week I may I may I may just do the orb on the ES. I might just do the orb on the ES, and do the orbs on the Nasdaq and these Apex accounts. I don't know how. I haven't decided how I want to do it. I honestly don't even want to trade the Nasdaq, because of all the documentation that we have to do before we can actually get into the trade, when all we have to do is just set our limit and forget it on the ES, and we can get paid. Yeah, that was a 20-point move to the downside. A decent 20 points. 213. So that was a 26 move to the upside and a 20-point move to the downside. Either way, on Friday, you got paid on the orb on ES. You got paid. Hey, what's up, Luke? What's up? Yeah, Luke, I definitely agree. Um, Not only do we have a lot of, then we have Powell on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. We can actually look at that. We all know that we don't short American holidays. We do not short American any week with American holidays in them. We know that shorts usually do not work. The market will grind and grind and grind and grind and grind and grind some more. That shit will not stop. It will keep on grinding. Yeah, we got Fed Chair Jerome Powell speaking at 8:30 Central Time on Tuesday. We have the ISM services actually. Oh my God, this is why I kind of stopped using this site because it has lazy loading and it's so annoying. It is so annoying. Okay. Um, and then we have a half day next year, Independence Day. So the market is closed on Friday. The stock market, I'm pretty sure the futures market will still trade like a half day or something like that. And then July 4th is the deadline to pass that big, beautiful bill for Trump. So we have ISM services actually on Thursday. We have ISM manufacturing on Tuesday. Let me correct myself on that. So we have ISM manufacturing on Tuesday, and we have ISM services on Thursday. We have some more job labor force. We have non-farm. So I guess they moved non-farm to Thursday. All right. So we have all of our labor market job data on Thursday. So we have God. So we have do we have initial in did they move that to Wednesday? Yeah, continuous and initial jobless claims. We have non-farm payrolls. We have labor force participation rate for June, average hourly. So we have all this job data coming on Thursday. So Thursday is definitely going to be one of those days. The job data is now important because the Fed Chair Jerome Powell has stated now their focus is on the labor market. And so now the market's attention is on any job, labor market kind of data that comes out, and we will usually see our reaction from it. It doesn't mean that it's going to hold, but we should. On Tuesday, we have jolts, but we have Fed Chair Jerome Powell. So depending on what Jerome Powell says, jolts might actually be a nothing burger. 9 times out of 10, jolts, the market likes to react to this information bearishly. But if Jerome Powell says something, maybe jolts will get a bullish reaction. We've had maybe twice, maybe out of the year, where jolts actually had a bullish reaction. But I think that was because there was accompanying. I don't know why we can't say that word. Data. So it wasn't the only thing that was being reported that day. We had other data that was actually coming out with that report as well. So we'll see what happens with that. But you got a short week next week. So I guess we gotta look forward to that. Guess we'll look forward to that. Okay. But yeah, so let's go over this so let's go over the orb. Let's go over the orb. Let's document what happened. I saved that for the stream so we can kind of see. I was about to finish it, but I was like, you know what? Let's do it on stream. Let's go over it together so we can have this documented, and then we can take our screenshot and we can move forward. So far, all screenshots. I think I'm kind of getting familiar with this orb because at least this week with the orbs, it's been doing the same thing. It's definitely been doing the same thing. And that 21 EMA is a big part of the success of that orb. And on Friday, I saw it, but I didn't want to take a chance. But the EMAs, yes, yet again, was telling the story that that orb was going to break out. But I wanted to follow the rules. But you know, now that I'm reducing my size, I may adjust my strategy a little bit because we did miss it. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And that 21 EMA is definitely yeah. Okay, so let's get this done. You have the 26 EMA. So why do you use the 26 EMA? Hedge funds are not positioned for this rally. Mm. You said clove? What is clove? That's actually my first time hearing about that. It's actually I'll look that up. What is clove? Oh, Clover Health Investment. So Michael said that watch Clove, that rebound from $2.73 for last October to make a new high of $4.87 with many upgrades with buys. Friday, 20-minute shares short to support 2000. Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that. I'll look at that. But speaking of that, so Trump announced that there is a potential buyer for the Chinese app TikTok. I wish I still had that option data application so I can kind of see. I'll probably pop into their forum. I'm pretty sure they'll talk about it. Somebody's going to see something. We all know that uh, Trump is not disclosing who it is, but the market probably already knows who it is. You can't hide intention. You're going to see some abnormal volume in whatever company is projected to buy TikTok. And we know that it's going to probably be a pool of investors. Now, the speculation is that it could be Oracle or Microsoft. That is the speculation. The reason why they said Oracle is a potential buyer is because I think if I read if I read it correctly, it said that Oracle and TikTok already has a business relationship already, if I'm not mistaken. But it's just speculation. It's nothing confirmed. So we'll just see what happens with because of the purchase. Whoever is purchasing TikTok, their stock will definitely see a push higher. Definitely. So we're just gonna have to watch out for that. Actually, like I said, we just got to watch the option data because somebody knows. Somebody's already getting in low. And once it's announced, they're going to get out at the highs, sell their positions, and let everybody else hold the bag. That's why you sell the news. Buy the rumor, you sell the news. Because once the news gets out and everybody is like, oh, buy, buy, buy. For those that are at the bottom, they're just selling out their shares. And and as the market and as new buyers get into the market, and as the market goes down, the same people that sold out of their shares, they'll just recollect and get into another position as it dips down and ride the thing up. So that's how this game is played. That's how it's always going to be played, and it ain't going to change. All right. So, around at 846, the MNQ swept liquidity above the opening range and pulled back to the 21 EMA where price finds support. So around 846. This is where we see the breakout. Actually, hold on. Did I get that wrong? Okay, I was about to say. Yeah. So it sweeps liquidity at 846 above the range. And then we pull back to the 21 EMA. This is the false breakout. But it's not a false breakout because it doesn't necessarily close above the range. The first candle that closed above the range or above our breakout is this candle right here. Our trigger is a point in a tick above the range. So technically, this is the first candle right there. So 855. So, all right. So at 855. Thank you. So the high of that candle, so that was 823. 823. And our trigger was 744. A point above the opening range. All right, so about 79 points to the upside. And traded. So at 1246, the MNQ Yeah, I saw the speculation about Amazon as well, but I saw Amazon may want it too, but Amazon has a lot of government contracts which would defeat the purpose of them owning it. They would probably have to give up some of their government contracts. Uh, if you're not familiar, TikTok is completely banned on any device that connects to a government network. And I don't think the government would. I'm pretty sure Amazon would put a Chinese wall, no pun intended. Uh, a Chinese wall is a security term, just for those that may be wondering. But a Chinese wall between TikTok and all of this other infrastructure. But I don't know if the government wants to take that chance. I don't think they will allow Amazon to buy it. And at the same time, Amazon might be too powerful if they do. TikTok Shop is Amazon's biggest competitor. TikTok Shop has taken a lot of revenue from Amazon. So I don't know. I'm not saying that that's not possible, but there is that conflict of interest there. If Amazon were to buy TikTok, I'm pretty sure the first thing is going to attack. Well, I mean, I guess it won't probably attack it. I'm pretty sure it will try to integrate TikTok Shop with its own infrastructure. So anything that's being sold on TikTok Shop will probably go through Amazon. And if Amazon isn't already selling a lot of their products on TikTok Shop already, then I'm pretty sure there's going to be a move to do that. So, I mean, there's a lot of conflict of interest there. So, Amazon may bid for the bid to be able to buy TikTok, but I don't know. The government may not allow them to, but we'll see. Okay. Okay. All right. So on Friday, the opening range was definitely the hot spot for all the trades on Friday. Uh, if you took either side of the orb, either side, you was successful. Um, okay. So, all right. Then we'll just mark up the chart, take a screenshot, and all right. So the initial sweep was between 846 and 847, or the initial sweep was at 846. Just keep it simple. All right. So the initial break was at 45, 855. All right. So the pullback, there was no pullback. This break high. Actually, break high and low. Break high, low. Initial reaction. Shit, price actually broke out. Broke out to the upside. BOS, breaker structure to upside. Entry drawdown. There was no drawdown at all. Results was like what? 79 points and 80 points. So shit. Damn. Damn. Okay. I see you, Nasdaq. All right. So damn. Okay. Full move. 79.89. 79.80. I apologize. 79.80. All right. So did price reverse? Yes. Price reversed. $823 minus 600. So price reversed from the highs, 223 points. All right. Cool. 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 All right. All right. So let's mark this up real quick and we'll take the screenshot. Okay. Let's break out. Yeah, don't ever let nobody tell you that yesterday's data is not relevant for today. Because shit, the market broke out above this range starting off this session. But obviously, we're not going to. Okay. All right. Let's take a screenshot of this. All right. Cool. All right. All right. Cool. All right. So we got that documented. We got the liquidity sweep, range breakout, finding support above the range, finding resistance at the range high, liquidity sweep, range breakout. And starting for this session, the market breaks back above Friday's opening range. So, all right. Cool. All right. So we'll just capture this data tomorrow. All right. So let's talk about what's going on today. Actually, I don't know. What rectangle is this? All right. So this is rectangle 1. Okay. So we get that. Okay, cool. All right. So right now we're getting price. We already took out all-time highs. Price has officially just taken out all-time highs on the September contract. So the bulls finally did it. Now that the bulls have taken out all-time highs on the Nasdaq, the question is, what do they do from here? Because they've reached their objective. The bulls have completed their market's objective by taking out the all-time highs on the September contract. So do we see a continuation here? Do we see a big correction down? That's going to be the question moving forward. Yep, he finally just broke all-time highs. How are you doing on NQ, Cave Trader? What are you looking for on the orb on the Nasdaq? I mean, it's simple on the ES. All I gotta do is put a point and a tick above the range high and low, probably like a 6-point stop, and you should be good. The only time that, but as I was thinking about this orb, I mean, there's nothing special about it. I mean, everything that's happening, as I'm documenting it and as I'm taking all this information in, I mean, the opening range is just that, a range. And price is behaving how price behaves when it's in a range. It's going to test the highs, it's going to test the lows, and whichever side breaks out, we always got to expect that pullback. Like look at this small little range right here that the market is. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just that the opening range kind of gives us. It just focuses our attention at one particular time, and we can just attack that same time frame every day. So just like the opening range, I mean, this is a range right here. We got a bunch of liquidity sweeps at this range. We have a liquidity sweep here. We have a false breakout, a pullback to the 21 EMA, and look at this push higher. It's a range. So overthinking this stuff is, I think it's more dangerous to overthink this. I think this is where losses are going to come when we overthink this, saying that, oh man, this is too easy. Everybody's doing it, so they'll switch it up and they'll change it and blah, 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 blah. But I think everybody trades at least the orb, at least. The market knows that only a disciplined trader is just going to trade that orb and close up shop for the day. That's not who the market is targeting. The market is targeting traders that is going to take the orb and then find other setups because the orb wasn't good enough. If you just focus on the orb, make your consistent money every day, you will orb your way to a payout. There's been plenty of influencers, plenty of traders that can attest to this. Last week, if all you traded was the orb, especially on the ES, you got paid. And it didn't change. So we'll definitely start focusing on just the orb. If I trade the Nasdaq, it's the orb. The only thing about the Nasdaq, and this is kind of why I try to stay away from it, especially when I'm trading smaller accounts, is just that for whatever reason on the Nasdaq is not good enough. You think you're getting out at a high, and then it goes higher, and you're like, shit. And you already know that little gear, that clock in your mind is ticking and saying, huh, man, I know I just made, actually, I just seen it. If you're a part of the Top Step forum, the indice forum, there's a guy in there, and I'm pretty sure if you're in that forum, you've seen it. This guy was up $1,900. He said the most craziest shit, but I understand that he's in an emotional state, so it doesn't seem crazy to him. He said that I'm up $1,900. Should I lock out my account? Now, if you're asking yourself if you need to lock out your account, then you should be locking your account out. I mean, you know exactly what you should be doing. The only reason why you're not locking your account out is because of greed. And this guy said, I just want to make $100 more. And I was looking at this comment and I was like, wow. You know, you don't see your own demons, but you can definitely see other people's demons. And that's crazy. And you know what else is crazy? I've done the same shit. I'm up and the number's not good enough. It's not a number that I like. I don't like how the number look. It's only what, as an example, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? I want it to be 1, 2, 3, 6 or something like that. You know, I don't like the number. I've done stupid shit like that. And I've given back my profits and I had to fight my way back to get back to my break even. And so I definitely understand it, but just seeing somebody else say it is like, wow, that is pretty stupid when you see it like that. So hopefully he did the right thing. Hopefully he logged out his account and did not go for that $100. But we all know what most likely happened tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if I scroll through the forum and see that, yeah, I just blew my account chasing the $1,900 that wasn't good enough before. So that's why I try to I stay away from the Nasdaq, because that's exactly where that behavior comes from. It's the Nasdaq. It just keeps going. You don't know when it stops. It has so much, and it manipulates your emotions by using momentum. You'll have a momentum push in one direction, and it's just enough to get you in, just enough to get you hooked. And once you're in, you probably shorted or long the top or shorted the bottom, and then it runs away from your entry, and now you're sitting there hoping that you wasn't in that position. I've done that so many times on the Nasdaq, and it only seems to be on the Nasdaq. When it comes to ES and gold, I kind of accept that, okay, I might have missed 2 points, but I'm not about to jump back in and try to get them 2 points back because I know better. But on the Nasdaq, all that logic and shit goes out the window. So y'all go full port on the Nasdaq just to get a couple of points, just to get a couple of points. And then it just seems like the goalpost just keeps moving. It's like, oh man, I want $200, and then the Nasdaq gives you $200, and then the next thing you're telling yourself, man, this shit has room to run. Let's see how far it can go. So it's like, you know what? I'm not trading at that point. I'm gambling. So that's why I try to tend to stay away from the Nasdaq, especially in funded accounts, especially in my funded account. I make it a point not to trade the Nasdaq at all. At all. I've blown too many funded accounts off the Nasdaq, and I'm not doing that shit no more. All right. Off the soapbox, man. Off the soapbox. So yeah, we just finally broke all-time highs. We got a big, massive recovery on gold. I'm looking at gold right now. I missed the drop and I missed the pop. So I'm just gonna have to. I'm forced to wait until the market sets itself back up on gold here. So I'm not gonna jump in this because I know better than that. We do got a two-legged pullback here on gold. This is a two-legged pullback back into this area of potential resistance. The one thing I don't particularly like is that price is kind of hanging out at this high. If this was a short, we know on gold that gold don't play around. She gets to clapping real quick. We have a massive recovery, two-legged pullback back into resistance. We may get a small pullback here. We may get a small pullback. We may back into this range right here. And I think this is where the bulls are going to have to step up here. Or if the bulls could kind of hold this area, we'll potentially see a breakup to the upside, because gold did take a big, huge dump from Friday. I mean, all Friday was just the bulls trying to buy the dip, and it just grinded to the downside. We finally got a pop that was sold off. We ran liquidity underneath these lows, and then we saw this big pop. So now price is back at these highs. In my experience, we do see these tend to fail. The bears don't tend to hold these pullbacks after getting a big move like that and price sweeping this much liquidity underneath a prior low. We usually see at least a 50% recovery from this. So that's what I'm expecting tomorrow. Potentially a move back up to 318 potentially, because I remember 318 was a level, and you can see that once price broke that shit, it was just downhill from the bulls. We did get a break of 322 of Friday's or Thursday's low. So 322 to about 318 will probably be an area of interest on gold here. So I'm just going to have to wait until tomorrow morning that the market set itself up before. Before I could take a trade, before I can plan a trade on gold or ES or something like that. But I got my Tradeify accounts reset, and I blew those trading the Nasdaq. All of them. I gambled the Nasdaq and blew all them shit. I blew all my so I got the 25Ks on Apex. They just renewed, so I'm gonna just start trading those. And I blew those trading Nasdaq. All my accounts have been blown trading Nasdaq. So yeah. And I think tonight is the last night. So if you guys trade MFF, tonight is the last night to use the Pogo Plus. Oh crap, I forgot to do it. The Pogo Plus. Okay, yeah, I forgot to do it. To get a pass one, get one. Yeah, welcome back, Cave Trader. Yeah, to get a pass one, get one from My Funded Futures. I passed the account on Friday and my funded account was activated and I got another account. So I just bought another one. I'm gonna have multiple accounts running. I think I'm just gonna start copy trading a lot of them. And as I said early in the stream, just start spreading the risk between those and start copy trading. Uh, I I believe so if I trade Nasdaq moving forward, uh, I should not have any more than 7 contracts on the chart at a time on the Nasdaq. Maybe no more than, yeah, I think 7 is probably a good number. I'm reducing all of my positions down to 7 micro contracts except for the ES. On ES, I'll probably still trade about 3 contracts, 3 mini contracts on the ES, just because ES is, uh, as crazy as this sounds, you really don't make that much money unless you have size on ES. And that's a good and bad thing on ES. I believe 20 points on the ES is what, $700 or $800 or something like that. $1,000. Yeah, $1,000 on the ES on one contract is $1,000. If you have a 20-point stop on ES, you really need to go back to the drawing boards because there's no reason to ever have a 20-point stop on ES. Never. I trade with the 11-point stop, and that's an over-exaggerated stop. I think 11 points is only $600. $600 on one contract. You kind of have to trade size on ES. You say you think it has a 30% discount again? I know that it has I know they have the 50 discount on for new traders, which sucks because I mean I understand they're trying to get new traders, but shit, give something to the to the people that have been with you on day one. Give something to us. Give us at least a 35 or whatever. So my funded futures just have an automatic automated payout system where you're auto approved and it automatically pays you out. That's interesting. That's interesting. I mean, they already got the fastest payout so far. That's what made me a not necessarily a loyal customer, but a customer that if I had to choose between all the firms, my funded futures would be my first choice. It would be my first choice for sure. But like I said, I had to kind of go. I had to go on the drawing boards. I think 7 micro contracts would be the is not too small and then it's not too large. I can have a bigger stop if I want to and lose the same amount of money. So that kind of gives me more leeway to to kind of do stuff, kind of build a position instead of trying to look for perfect entries. Yeah, we're just gonna go back to the old ways. Like I said, that way of trading was very profitable. It's just that I just was too impatient because you kind of had to wait for the move to happen. and I was just too impatient for it. But now I think I'm ready just to be a lot more patient in trading and just allows these positions to play out. There's really no rush. I mean, the amount of time that I've wasted blowing accounts trying to get to the finish line too fast. Like I said, I've gotten, payouts, but I've kind of blown accounts and I had to start over. And if I just traded smaller size from the get go and let the account compound over time, all that wasted time out of a funded account back in the eval stage, all that could have been spent making money in the funded account and being the ant instead of the grasshopper, I guess. Mm. Yeah, I think three is probably the best. Uh, I think three is probably the best number. Start a position and then scale in. Uh, just to kind of give you a recap of one of my older strategies is that I would have uh I think this was the updated one right here where I started with 6 contracts and then I scaled in with 3. But I think I'm just going to go back to my 3 and probably just have price do that. Hmm. As price come and trade, and if price goes down a little further, um, scale into it with a additional 3, 4 contracts and stop out. And I think the stop out was what, $400, $500 loss. I think if that, I think it was like 300 or something like that. Uh, yeah, it was like $450 or something like that. Yeah, it's like $400 or $500 loss. All right, so we'll start doing it like that. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's definitely a big plus with using a system to place your trades. There's really no reason to go tilt. I gotta do it because in the long run, if it's a profitable strategy, you'll be profitable in the long run. You'll have situations where the market does abnormal stuff, but as long as you're trading with the trend, the overall direction of the market, you should be good. And I've kind of gotten out of that habit of trading the pullbacks because I used to wanted to trade these moves right here. I was really good at finding these pullbacks right here. So this is what I would have been looking for fighting against the overall trend. I would wanted to trade this pullback. And my ego would have been vindicated, of course, because I was able to identify an area where price was all this bullish momentum, and I was able to catch the top for this measly pullback instead of catching, the overall trend, trying to trade pullbacks as if it was the direction that the market was going in. Because yeah, I got this move right here, but look at the move compared to this pullback if I just traded with the overall trend. I'm glad I broke that habit and gold broke that habit out of me. And now that I'm kind of looking back at the Nasdaq, I see it for what it is, and it always was a pullback. But when I was trading just the Nasdaq, I didn't see it as a Nasdaq or as a Nasdaq. I didn't see it as a pullback. I saw it as a short opportunity, but it's definitely a pullback. So, all right. So, mm, we'll see what happens. Yeah, like I said, I don't think gold is going to. Yeah, I don't think gold is going to. I think we'll probably like the most we get, if we get it, is a pullback, and then we'll probably see a continuation higher on gold here. Actually, I probably might just. Yeah, I'll leave this one alone. Yeah, I'll leave this one. I probably might have to reduce it though on the 50Ks though, because that is a lot though, and I would hate to lose. Oof. Mm, mm. You think so? I definitely agree with that, K trader. I definitely agree with that. It is about time to get back on track and to stay on track. It has taken a while, but I will say that I think I've finally come to the acceptance of using AI, and using not necessarily AI, but just understanding that algos dominate this market. And if you fight these algos, you can get lucky here and there. You can be profitable fighting these algos too. But and like I said, I hate to say this, but if you just kind of wait and be patient, you can catch these moves right here. You can catch these moves. Like, I mean, especially on gold, you got this strong move to the upside. This was a smaller pullback than I would have expected. I wouldn't have taken this trade. I would not have taken this trade. That was definite. That this is a very small pullback. I would not have taken this trade. This is less than a. This is a how do I say it? Hold on. I want to use the correct terminology. Yeah, so this has a confidence level below 50. This has a confidence level below 50, and I wouldn't even take that trade. Uh, a confidence level above 50% is a part of my trade policy. Uh, Mm, this is a business now. This is a business. Oh, my bad. Shit. I think that's a better way to word this. All right, so you says I only got one good indicator. You want to see it on the ES. Open a new 5-minute chart, add trend lines, and use the strength. Ticks, fire, sell. Shows the 5 trend. Okay. Mm, mm. Oh, that does make sense. Oh, yeah. Mm. All right. So that's how we're going to craft our trades. The trade policy, we're going to craft our trades by confidence level, risk to reward, our assets, our final review, and our thoughts. I think the same way that we do the orb, where we mark out like range breakouts and stuff. I think that's sufficient. Uh, the emotional pulse. Mm, okay. Cool. All right. Cool. All right. So we got that done. We got our trade policy. We got our trade report template. Our emotional pulse. What's your current state of mind? Well, I probably might work on this. I might work on that. And that's just a template, and then that's the orbiter right there. Okay. I don't think I need this anymore because I got the report right here. All right. So this is all we need: the trade policy, the trade report, the emotional pulse, and for the orb. Okay. Cool. All right. All right. So what's up, Santiago? You say you've been trading this, man? Where did you get in at? Let me take this off. Now it's only for demonstration purposes only. Yeah, I missed this thing. I was doing some work, and it seems like for whatever reason, work likes to come in as the market is moving, but when I actually have the free time, the market tends to not move, and I'm waiting for it to move. So I just feel attacked by the market. But I mean, if you was able to get into this, man, or anybody, congratulations, because and it seems like a lot of the moves are happening at open. So, man, the market is really good at conditioning certain behaviors. The market, for a while, I found myself behind my desk as soon as the market opened for a while, at least a month. I had to break out of that habit by locking out my account, um, having things scheduled around the time to break out of that habit because I would just, as soon as the market opened, I'm jumping behind my desk and looking for an opportunity to make some money as soon as the market's open. And for a while, it worked until it stopped working, but the habit was already set. So I had to break that habit. And it just seems like, man, the market is making these money moves at the damn open now. I don't know, really? You got a Tradify app from the stream? Really? Huh. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I might do it. I might experiment with it. I might play around with it this weekend, but I'm a big procrastinator at times. I always procrastinate on certain things that I know I need to get done, but for whatever reason, it just feels better to procrastinate and not get it done. And then try to cram it all in and try to get it done all at one time and then complain about, oh, I didn't have enough time to do it. I'm really good at doing that with certain things. But because it's a short week this week, I'll get it done this week. I'll make it a point to get it done this week. I don't celebrate holidays. I don't care for them. So while everybody is out celebrating the 4th, I'll probably be I probably will. And that's something else that I'm gonna start doing. I gotta stop with these with certain language that I use. With the maybe so's and be more direct. Starting to notice that now, and I don't like it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just start waiting for that because that tends to happen a lot. Okay, that. Okay. Okay. Cool. But all right, guys. That's gonna be it for me tonight. I think we going I think this week we will see a bullish continuation. I do believe that we will see a bullish grind. We just took out all-time highs tonight, and we just took out all-time highs again just now with that sweep of liquidity. So, if we do see a pullback, I would think the market will try to come back and fill the gap, but we're definitely going to have to see. I wouldn't try to hold a long underneath 817. Right now, this is the range right here. We got a breakout from the range. If we do see a pullback to about 840, 830-ish, and it doesn't hold and it trades and closes back within this range, that wouldn't be bullish at all. That would be very bearish. So just be mindful on that. Here on the Nasdaq, if you're just going to hold and hope that we get a bigger move overnight. Let's actually look at the volume real quick first. All right. So right now on the MNQ, we got 100,000 contracts trading. On the ES, we got 48,000 on the ES, 71,000 on the MES. Yeah. Actually, where did you get in long at, Santiago? Oh, you got in about 8:30-ish? Dang, wow. So you've been in there for at least 2 hours on it. You've been on it for at least 2 hours. So 8:30? So around 8:30-ish. Okay. So you took a little bit of drawdown. Now you're up. Yep, managing the trade, yeah. Oh, you just got stopped out? Oh, okay. Well, if he was in this long at 8:30, yeah, you gotta see it. You took a small little drawdown, or is that small? But if he was managed to stay in it, yep. Yeah, I think this thing is going to continue to push. I understand bears. I'm a bear myself. But I've just come to the conclusion that Being a bear means that that I want to donate my money to the market, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to. You see, certain words are not in my vocabulary. I can't even say stuff like that. I'm just going to trade alongside the market. I'm no longer going to trade against it. I don't like to use terms like following or stuff like that because I have an independent mind. I don't like groupthink. I don't like that shit. That's probably why. That's why Type A personalities usually donate to the market because we care more about our independent thoughts versus what the market is trying to achieve. So that's why your Type B personalities are going to be your $1 million, $1 trillion traders, and your Type A personalities will be your donators. But I kind of want to have a AB personality when it comes to the market. I want to be aggressive when I need to be aggressive and passive. I don't even like using that word either. Um, Patient for the setup, patient for the opportunity to be aggressive. I think I can compromise with that. I can be patient and wait for the opportunity to be aggressive. I can do that. That's what I'll actually start doing moving forward. So, but all right, that's it. This is actually let's finish up the conversation. So when it comes to all-time highs, I've learned my lessons. Don't yeah, dude, don't fight it. You say you just joined. I was actually talking about that earlier. When it comes to the market, man, the market is a team sport. You can play independently, but you have to play by yourself with everybody else, unless you want to be a liquidity donation to the market. The market does not go down. It's designed to continuously go up. And with Trump in the market, or as this being Trump's market, I'm pretty sure he's making it a point to make sure that this will probably be the best year, better than his first year as president, where the market only went up. So I'm pretty sure he wants to recreate that moving forward. So I'm not going to be a bear. I'm just going to buy the dips like everybody else and be a bull. I'm going to be a bear when we're in. Actually, shit, I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to take trades at resistance, but I don't know. I don't know. Bears, I've just been disappointed by Bears too much to the point to where I don't even want to go through the stress. Honestly, I don't want to go through the stress. I just rather just buy the dip. Honestly, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I just wait and buy the dip. All right. Honestly, that's what a lot of people. That's the psychology, Santiago. That's why this thing keeps going up. Everybody says there's no man's land up here. That is true. But you look at those EMAs tell me that the Bulls are still in control and that they're going to keep pushing up. The Bears, we all know that they're shorting all-time highs right now. They're shorting all-time highs and they're about to get clapped. Their buy stops will be used to push this market higher. So that is definitely the case. We know that price is about to turn when we start seeing the EMAs do something like this. This is when we look for reversals, but you already see that with this strong move up, it's going to get bought up. That's why I wouldn't even look for a short here. I would just look for a pullback opportunity. And lo and behold, it pulls right back into an area of previous support. A range, a breakout, a pullback into that range, and a continuation. Like I said, I wouldn't short this market. You see what I'm talking about, Santiago? Everybody's thinking right now this is all-time highs. Everybody's thinking this is no man's land. Let's short this shit. And they're just going to get stopped out. So that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I think that's probably the best option. And shit, if you got a decent amount of profits, lock up your account. Um, yeah, yeah, it's definitely going to chop. It's definitely going to chop. If you look at the hourly chart, yeah, does that look bearish to you? Would you short a hourly candle like that? I wouldn't. You say you're doing 100K TPT, almost passing that? Yeah. Actually, was it you? How are you doing in your funded account? If you don't mind us asking. Yeah, what's up, Sovereignty? What's up? Yep. So I've got to look at the higher time frames. That is not a bearish candle, but there's bears shorting this green candle. You got a red doji with a bullish engulfing candle. Uh, that would be an order block right there. You got a bullish engulfing candle, and then you got the hourly candle opening above the previous candle and trading above it. That is super bullish. Super bullish. I would not short that. If you miss this long, you're just gonna have to watch it. You're gonna or just go to bed and wait for the next opportunity to get into this long. That's not a short opportunity, and I wouldn't take that as a short either. Are you up in that account? Okay. I'm glad you still have that account. Yeah, that trailing drawdown is very annoying. That's why that trailing drawdown is literally the bane of my trading existence. It really is. It really goes against everything that I like about trading. It punishes you on that pullback, and you have to make a decision if it comes back to your break even. Either stay in the trade and hope it goes back up, trail it as it goes up, hoping to get the much as much profits out of that move before it pulls back. Or I mean, it's just too much. That's not how I trade. That's not how I want to trade. Or reduce your size. I mean, it is possible to get a day where the market just goes in one direction. You can just put as much size as you want, and you can make 10K in a day. My trading partner has definitely done that. But yeah, that's just not for me. Yep, as long as you pass that threshold, yeah, you gotta let the account lock up too. Yeah. Oh no, you said you was almost there. Hold on, you still got that account, right? Oh, all right, okay. So you said you was almost there, then it trailed you, and it went against my plan, so I just had to adjust. Yeah, 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 and that's why. And yeah, reducing your size does. It definitely does. I was asking AI. I was talking to it all weekend, and honestly, this will be a conversation for tomorrow's stream, not tonight. Actually, I just I had to remind myself. So tomorrow morning, unfortunately, I have an appointment. Not me, but for my child. I told her mother not to do that, but apparently this is the only appointment. So I won't be trading tomorrow morning, but I'm gonna have to circle back at the evening stream tomorrow because I won't be trading tomorrow morning. I won't actually be going to the gym tomorrow morning either because I have to wake up earlier than usual just to get ready so we can beat traffic. I have not since I work from home. 8 o'clock morning traffic has not been a part of my reality in a very long time. A very long time. So 8 o'clock traffic, 7 o'clock traffic. ugh, God, I told her not to do that shit. But anyway, yeah, so I'll have to get that done tomorrow. Uh, what was I gonna say? Something about reducing size or something like that. Yeah, 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 definitely. Damn, what was I talking about? I forgot. Said we're gonna talk about it tomorrow, and then I completely forgot. But Trailing drawdown. I was saying something else. I'll just watch back the stream because it was something that I said just like around something. I was talking about something else and I got distracted, saying I won't be here tomorrow. But anyway, I just know that kind of going back to the trailing drawdown, it's just not for me. It's just not. It's just not for me. The only reason why I tolerate it on Apex is because of that $7,500 a drawdown. So it's like a $3,500, $3,700 account, $3,400 account that I got to make 20K on. I just use, like I said, I don't necessarily care to pass the Apex accounts. I'll pass maybe one or two, but those Apex accounts are just cheap practice accounts, like where I can just practice my strategy and stuff on those. I don't particularly care to pass the Apex account. And I don't care that they rebuild. The accounts that I care about are the My Funded Future accounts and these trade A accounts. I'll pass these as well. But they'll be the last accounts that I trade with Tradeify. Or not Trade Day, Tradeify. I didn't know Tradeify was exactly like Apex with their payouts. They just reduced their payout time frame to 7 days from 10. So you just have to trade 7 days with them. But you still have a 35% consistency rule, which I wasn't aware of when I bought the accounts. I thought they were similar to Top Step where I can make as much as I want. But that's not the case. I had to trade a 35% consistency rule. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's very similar to My Funded Futures where you have to do something with them. It's like it's tracking. I don't think it's tracking your losing days. I forgot which prop firm was tracking your losing days, just like My Funded Futures. Let me look at their thing again, and this will be the last thing that we look at, and then we'll end the stream here. Yeah, I was not aware of their payouts at all. I was not aware of it. So yeah, so they got a 35% consistency rule, 7 days minimum trading days between withdrawals. And then they cap your payouts too. That's another thing. I was like, man, I didn't know they capped your payout. So it's it doesn't even make sense to even oversize in these accounts. They cap your payouts. Your first payout is $1,500 on a 50K. And then your second payout is 17 and it goes up from there. And then I'll show this to y'all. So this will be the last time I trade with Tradeify. That's a lot of work. 7 days for $1,500? That's no way. No freaking way. No, I mean, before this, it was 10 days. So I was like, yo, you're getting paid $1,500 in 2 weeks? Your 2-week check is $1,500. Yo, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. So I was like, yeah, this will be the last time I trade with Tradeify, unless they change this crap. But if not, that's fine. I'm not gonna tolerate that. I mean, I kind of jumped the gun. They were giving these away for 45% off, so I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, I got these for almost half the price that they're selling them for. But I would have been pissed off if I paid full price for this. I'm pissed off. Even though I paid half price of this. So I definitely wouldn't pay full price on these damn accounts. And then you need a minimum balance of $2,100. So my first payout, I need to make $3,600 to get my first payout. Which is not something that I can't do. I mean, we do it all the time here, but that's weak. That is weak right there. And then I guess after your sixth payout, It says each payout after the 6 can be any amount up to $25,000 per account. Shit, if you get 6 payouts, they'll probably put you in a live account before you get anything past this. I mean, they're not going to let you take out 25K. They're going to probably put you in a live account. TraderFi reserve the rights to move you to a live account at any time after a successful payout. They are not letting you get this. They are not letting you get no 25K unless you slip. But there's no way that they let you, that after your 6 payout, if you get to the 6 payout, that they're going to let you get 25K. No way. They're going to put you in that live account. Or at least that's how I would do it. I would not let you get 25K in a payout on a sim account. If you have an advance, blah, blah, blah. So including the remaining balance. So if you get moved to a live account, all right, so when traders are moved live, once you complete your payout, blah, 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 reserve the rights to move you to live. So traders will also be automatically moved to a live account upon reaching 80K in total user payouts. Carried over, trading, blah, blah, blah. Some balances will be transferred. So some of this balance will be transferred to your live account, and the remaining that is not forfeit will be paid out to you in day 1. So, example, trader has a 150K, is 64,000, takes a 3K payout on their 4th withdrawal. The remaining balance is 11,000. So this is below the 10% cap. 11,000 will be carried forward to, okay, so anything below a 10% cap. All right, the cater has a blah, 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 takes 30, blah, 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 remaining 27,000. Since it's over, only 15,000 will be carried to the live. Yeah. All right. Like I said, I'm gonna trade these accounts. I'm not gonna blow them. I'm not going to do anything outside of the ordinary with these. But this will be the last TraderFi accounts that I buy. I don't care if they give them away for free. Well, actually, I'll still get it if they give it away for free. But anything that's not free, I'm not gonna get it. But all right, guys, that's it. Thank you. Right now it's following the 21 EMA. I guess you just have to get 3 payouts and then they move you to live. Yeah. But all right, guys, that's it for me tonight. I won't be here tomorrow morning, but I will be back tomorrow night. If I have the time, actually, I probably won't. Usually if I have the time, I'll probably make up the stream, maybe trade during power hour, but I probably won't. So we'll come back tomorrow night and we'll look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.